last time we were together, you guys fought off a myrmidon and saw a couple others climbing out of the convention center, and you took off running and made your way down to the Crown Inn here, as you can see on our screen that I'm sharing here on the map. And you worked your way through the crowds and the ants and the everything that was going on, and ended up finding a path to go up into this building right here next to the Crown. It is a 4-story brick building that sort of falls between a couple of hotels, and you were chased in there by a number of ants and myrmidons, and you hid out there. This is right above the Max and Irma's restaurant. So over the next few days, there was, of course, additional meteorite hits, buildings falling, holes opening up in the ground, and during that time, a lot of the rubble and other things that have fell around sort of closed the whole bottom of this building in. So nobody could get in, but it wasn't easy for you to get out either. So through the next couple of days, you've found other people inside the building. There's 5 other people in there with you, actually, and you've been able to sort of survive for the last 3 weeks. Inside this building, the power, of course, has been fluctuating on and off the first few days, but eventually everything went out, and there was a backup generator for the restaurant, and you've been going out and procuring gasoline to be able to run this generator to keep the food at least somewhat fresh. But now here we are 3 weeks later, and it's sort of dwindling now. There's not a lot left. So things are starting to get a little scary now. Now you've been able to look out the window, climb up on the roof from inside, and the chaos that you've seen over the last number of weeks. Ants are coming up out of the ground, climbing up on the buildings. You guys have sort of boarded yourself in to try to make sure nobody saw any light, trying to protect yourself any way you can from being detected as you sort of hide out. So things are pretty grim right now. But you've noticed after the first week, you stopped hearing the explosives of the meteorites hitting around. You don't hear the ground rumbling and things falling as much as you did at one point in time. But you've been pretty much stuck in this building for that period, with the exception of climbing out the window occasionally on the second floor with a rope, going down to get some gasoline to be able to keep the generator going. You're in with 5 other people, like I said. One guy is named Dave. Another, a lady named Sid. A lady named Haley. And a guy named Roy. And another lady named Jenna. And you guys were all at the convention and just happened to, when this all went down, ended up in this building together. The nights have been relatively quiet. You still see fires burning throughout the city from up in your vantage point up at the top floor. Occasionally you'll hear an explosion as you figure out that ants are building tunnels and they're busting gas lines. Things are exploding randomly here and there. Electricity was flickering the first few days, and things just caught on fire and burned. Now it seems to be this sort of low, fiery glow to the city as you look out over it, with the smoke sort of hanging above, eerily above the whole city from all the different things that's been happening over the last number of weeks. Occasionally you'll hear a jet fly by, but for the most part, it's almost eerily quiet. But occasionally you'll hear some gunshots, some screams, and you might be sleeping at night and you hear the tap, tap, tap of the feet of an ant crawling up the building next to you. And it's just you have no idea what you're going to do next. The people that you're with seem to be sort of in the same feeling that you are. They're all from someplace else. They don't know what to do, and they're just sort of waiting this out to hopefully the military or somebody's going to come by and help. Occasionally you hear a tank or you hear military vehicles way down the road, and you hear gunfire and things like that, but you don't see anything roll by the building that you're in. Ray Gleason, one of the guys that's in the building with you, he's a big guy, sort of muscular dude, and he occasionally crawls out the window in the evenings and goes around and procured a number of items off of the dead. So he's found 4 M16 rifles, 3 Glock pistols, and I have all this written down once we decide how we're going to hand this stuff out. He has a couple small body armor, looks like it would fit somebody more petite. A couple sets of handcuffs, a combat knife, an M9 Beretta, an HK MP7 gun, and some gas mask, 4 gas masks. So as they're sitting around talking to you guys, they're going, well, we're going to have to do something. We're going to have to go somewhere. We're running out of food, and it just doesn't seem to get any better. What do you guys want to do?
Want to go home.
I mean, we could try to get in one of the cars, but who knows what's out there on the roads beyond what we've seen here right in the center of the city.
Would be safer in a car, though. Maybe. Or
I
would be a
don't
bigger
know.
target.
I mean, you've seen those things. They can tip a car over and rip you out of the car. I mean, it's
Okay.
I don't know how comfortable I
Maybe
feel
we could
if we get
be
stuck.
stealthier with no car.
Yeah, I was just saying I want to go home. I didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, I'd like to go home, too.
Have we noticed anything in particular over these 3 weeks that might draw the ants to a specific place?
No, not from your vantage point. You see them sort of rolling out of the convention center, which has big holes and from the tunnels, and they pour out over, ripping through cars. Anything. It seems like they're attracted to anything that's like maybe food or moving. Think instinctually of what ants would do. They'd go out, find something to take back to the hive, or and so anything that looks like it's edible or a threat. And you have noticed there's different types of ants. There are some larger ants that seem to be sort of like the ones that go out and patrol the area and find things to eat. And then there's a smaller ant, sort of the ones that you guys fought before, that come in behind and gather the food and sort of run it back to the hive. So you can sort of see these larger ones are definitely the ones that will attack anything that's moving, and the other ones are more for gathering. But still, we'll do what needs to be done.
And the one that we thought was a smaller version.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, I caught that, too.
I wouldn't be above flooding some of these tunnels with something. Or if we want to try to get out of here, if we can find a fire truck, hopefully it's still filled with water, because they don't like water, right? They don't like running. Something that can that deters them at least, but potentially.
That's true.
But you're just gonna leave? I mean, what about hope for finding John or Emma?
Well, I hope that they are making and have already made their way out of here too.
Yeah, maybe John went home. Maybe he's working his way home thinking that I'll meet him back there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we head down to the river. That's a possibility. That if they hate water, we can somehow, get someplace. At least maybe we could get on the river somehow.
Okay, and then what? Just swim?
I don't know. Maybe we can find others.
It's gonna go south. Ugh.
Well, if we can find a boat, then we could take the river away.
I mean, we can go try to find the military, too. I mean, we heard a lot of things over to the west. A lot of gunfire and cannon fire. Maybe there's some tanks that way.
Okay,
Sorry for my voice.
Is that Haley or Jenna?
It's getting raspy. I think I got a cold.
Or Sid.
Haley, is that you?
Yeah, sorry.
I like the idea of the water. I know that ants, I mean, your typical ants that we are used to are not fans of water, and I think Leland's right. That would deter them.
Okay, so how far is the river?
I think it's a good handful of blocks away, maybe a half dozen blocks. It's going to be a bit of a
So-
hike.
How do we get there?
So we stock
Safe.
up, and then... I mean, do we know how well these ants can see at night? Would it be safer to travel when it's dark?
We would know whether they move at night, right? Like if we've heard them.
Oh yeah, you've heard them moving around.
I don't think any time of day is going to be safe or safer.
Yeah.
So if you guys look at the map here, you started out here. This was the hotel you originally were at, and most things went down right here at the North Market. And then you made it down to right about, just headed south, and that's where you fought the first ant. And now you've made it down to, you're right here.
Okay, so we've
Where you've been held
moved
up.
a couple blocks south of the convention center.
So yeah, your entire ability to have gathered information has all been within a few block area.
And we almost died walking a few blocks. The river is much further, at least twice as far.
But, I mean, look at all the guns that Roy Ray, or whatever his name is, found.
Yeah, but we suck at shooting.
Roy.
Roy?
It's Roy, but he said Ray a second time, so it's fine. It's Roy.
But look at all the
Ray,
games that... Or games. The guns... Shit!
Look at all the Glocks we got.
I mean, we do have a lot of
Let
armor.
me say my
and
line
weaponry.
so we can get a clean cut, damn it.
No, we don't want a clean cut. This is
Yes,
raw.
we do.
Leland hates clean cuts.
I fucking can't stand them.
But look at all the guns that Roy has found. I mean, we have a little bit of a chance now. A
That's
better
true.
chance.
Last time we ran into an ant, it was only me who had the good weapon to.
And there's
And-
more of us.
And
agree.
even while I did do a very good job at getting shots landed on the ant, I think it would be beneficial to have more of us with guns.
Yeah, there's like... How many of us are there now? Like 10 of us? That's quite a bit.
9.
9. And the body armor fits me. Although it doesn't help if they swallow me whole, but...
You're not that tiny.
Nah, I like to think.
Yeah, I think these ants probably have pincers that are incredibly powerful, but it can't hurt to have some body armor on for whoever this will fit.
We might be able to do some makeshift body armor too before we leave here. Like the trays for the food or something. And just tape them to ourselves. Better than nothing.
Yeah, that's a thought.
True.
It might work.
Have we noticed any dead ants through these weeks? Because, like, I mean, ants die all the time. But obviously ants actually do like to... They do, like, make themselves a graveyard. So I assume they've probably been carting them off to a specific place. But, like, some ant carapace armor would be dope.
Yeah, could
That's
we,
true.
like, hide in it and run down the street like we're a big ant, but we're just
like a
a-
two-person horse costume.
like a parade, like a dragon in a parade or something.
What do you call that? A pantomime horse or something? Yeah, a pantomime ant. You from where you're sitting and looking out of the building, you don't see any dead ants there, but there has to be some. You've heard a lot of gunfire. You killed one yourself just up the road.
I vote we make it to the river, and if we can take the river anywhere, it's going to be safest traveling along the river. Even if it's like, even if we don't have a boat, if we're just like on the water and have a place to retreat to where they might not follow us. Everyone
Definitely
can swim.
safer than being on the street.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Even just swimming out 15 feet into the water might be enough.
And if we can stop by a stilt store, we might be able to be sitting in the middle of the river, still above the surface, shooting
That's
at
true.
ants that come at us.
Yes.
A stilt store.
I mean, aren't they? I thought Ohio was known for their stilts.
That you know, now that you
I am
mention
just a
it,
tourist.
Haley does recall that there is a stilt store just down the road. You know, Columbus does have. It's not just one still. There's a variety of still stores.
There's a
Alright.
bustling clown and entertainer
Industry.
community within
Still
Columbus.
industry.
No, these are professional stilts. These are not for comedy.
Oh,
It's just like for
corrected.
painters. Bill, come on, get your head. Get your head.
well, that's even better. They're
That's
much
that's
higher.
great, Haley. Thanks. If we just make a quick stop at Stilted,
Haley,
we'll
your
gear up
voice
and we'll
really
be fine.
got your voice really got deep, Haley. Are you okay?
I wonder, does Stilton's also sell cheese?
She does have a gift card just in case, so she would like
Perfect.
to use that.
Oh yeah, because it's totally necessary when the world is ending.
So what would you like to do? You guys, you're running low on food. It is getting dark right now. It's getting close to evening. Like I said, it's been relatively quiet in this area, but you can definitely hear not too far away at the distance, even over in the convention center, you can hear things happening. You hear ants walking around, things falling down, explosions, gunfire. So it's not going to be peaceful, but
Yeah,
just general vicinity, you seem to be okay.
I would love to head straight to that Java spot, everyone, because like my caffeine headache is not going away.
Yeah, I could also use.
If time of day doesn't make a difference, should we spend one last night here so we have at least one last decent night's sleep before we head out on this journey?
I don't think I want to be traveling at night.
So first thing in the
Okay.
morning, we stock
Yeah.
up tonight, gather everything we can, make makeshift armor pieces for everybody that doesn't have it, and head out in the morning.
I like that plan.
Yeah, same.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep. Whatever.
So you go back to sleep for the night, and as the night wears on, you do hear a lot of ruckus outside of your building. And as you look out the windows, you do see other people sort of running down the sidewalk. It looks like a group of 3 or 4 people. They look like they're armed, but not military, just seem to be, other people in plain clothes. And you see them sort of run and ducking behind cars, and they're shooting at something. As you follow them, sort of putting your head up against the window because they're getting down the road a little bit. You can just barely see. You see one of them just sort of lift up into the air caught in the mandibles of an ant that has took it up and sort of runs in and down through into the convention center right across the street from you, in through the broken glass doors with this guy screaming in his mandibles in his head. Nothing he can do about it, and runs into the convention center. And you don't see the other 2.
Holy crap!
Dang.
It just took mere minutes. I mean, it didn't. There was a lot of gunfire too.
Right, what good is body armor gonna do me? Oh my gosh, you guys. The river is so far away.
Well, we can't stay here.
We can't.
I
We can't sit
know.
here.
I know. We could camp out for a longer time in a grocery store.
Are there any large vehicles around that we might be able to find? Could we survey kind of all of the sides of this building and see if we can find anything that might provide us with a bit of safety, like something bigger than just a little sedan?
Are our companions, like, they live in the city? They live here? Or are they visiting too?
No, they're all visiting. Dave is from a small town south of Columbus, a place called Peebles, which
Backstories.
is he's a hunter kind of guy, and it's probably, I don't know, 30-40 miles south. So he wants to get back home, and he thinks if he can get across the river and down and get in some kind of vehicle, he might be able to make it back into the country where he thinks it's going to be a lot safer than in the city. But as long as he had food and it was safe, they were sort of waiting everything out like you guys. Sid is from Indianapolis. Haley's from Lexington. Roy is from Texas. He flew in. This is his first convention, and he flew in by himself. And he's the big guy that went out and got all the equipment for you. And he doesn't know how he plans to ever get back to where he is. He's just trying to survive.
Poor Roy.
And Jenna is from Cleveland. Jenna she's really scared and doesn't really want to leave the building. She'd rather you guys go out and find food and bring it back. She saw her boyfriend get decapitated and ripped apart by one of these ants as they fled to get to this building, and she's just sort of petrified about going outside at all.
Roy, I mean, you've gone out and scavenged around and found some of these supplies. I mean, what have you seen out there? What do you think is our safest bet if we're going to make a run for it and try and travel a handful of blocks away from here?
I mean, when I went out and got stuff for the gas and stuff, I didn't go too far up the road, but I did find all the dead guys from the Army and the National Guard right up by the corner. It looks, there's a flipped over Humvee, and that's where I got most of the equipment.
If they can flip over a Humvee, I don't think anything short of like an armored car tank kind of thing is going to work for us.
Yeah, I agree.
I guess I wonder, even if we get into, I don't know, a bigger vehicle, it might not be able to stand up in a fight against one of these ants, but it might be just fast enough that we could outrun them.
Maybe. I mean, all the vehicles right out here in front, we've pretty much siphoned the gas out all of them. But I'm sure there's cars right down the road. But I wasn't getting too far away.
We have the extra noise a car would make too.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a risk because it's gonna draw some attention. It's gonna be loud, and it's gonna make lots of vibrations. But it's faster.
Maybe we can start a car and just leave it running, and we just go the opposite way.
That could work.
We could put a brick or something on the gas pedal and even have it coasting in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
I definitely thought we needed a diversion, but I wasn't.
But you didn't say it first, so you can't claim it as your idea.
Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I was thinking like we could split into 2 groups, but that's not good.
I don't think we should split up.
Yeah.
I like that idea. Why don't we plan for that? See if we can find a vehicle that's got some gas in it. Find something heavy to put on the gas pedal, and we just let it go.
You gotta be able to turn it on. You know how to hotwire a car?
No.
That's a good point.
Crap.
Does anyone here know how to hotwire a car?
Sid? Jenna, Jenna, come on.
They all look at each other just like you. I've never done anything like that. I don't know how in the movies they just tap the 2 wires together. Let's just rip them out and start tapping wires, and eventually one of them will work.
Or we could completely destroy the car and waste time doing that.
Or we could die.
Do we have... Is cellular service still a thing? Like, can we get on the internet?
Can we Google?
Yeah, you're gonna YouTube?
I miss Google.
Yeah.
No. You haven't had any internet connection in some time and barely had any service, and you haven't had any power for days, so...
Well, maybe we can just try to set off like a car's alarm or something at the very least. And just book it away from it.
Maybe we go find a car, somebody dead in it. You still got the keys.
That's
You wanna do
possible.
that?
Yeah.
I don't want to take a whole lot of time looking for this, though. I mean, we can do a quick search maybe, and then if we don't, we'll just set off an alarm and run.
Best thing to do is probably just stay away from everything and try to be as quiet as
Do you
possible.
think they're in the sewers? Like, would it be easier to go in the sewers? Because if they're not...
Why would we go into sewers?
Because if they're not able to get in the sewer, then we're safe.
I would think it'd be really easy to get lost in the sewer. We don't know our way, and we can't see where we're going. And if they did get down there, we'd be trapped.
They're creating their own. They're creating their own tunnels.
It just seems safer. Okay, fine.
I mean, if we had a map and we knew they couldn't get in there.
Yeah.
What if the sewer water goes to the river? Follow the way the water's going.
Well, even if it leads to like a plant, like a sewage plant or something,
Well, they don't like water.
Exactly.
I don't know. The sewer just makes sense to me.
What if
People are getting clawed to death in the
lots
streets.
of water comes down the pipe and we get trapped in sewage water and we can't, and it goes over our heads and we can't breathe?
What if an ant breaks into the side of the building and tears us
What
in
if we
half?
die walking down the street? Yeah,
I think we have a better chance walking down the street than walking in the sewer.
really.
As you're
And it'll
talking,
smell better.
you look out you hear gunfire from the hotel next door, and you look out the window, and you can see a burst of light from the window as you hear the machine guns going off and screams. And then the window breaks open, and someone falls out from the second-story window onto the pavement. And then you see somebody else walk up with a gun and look down, and then go back into the window.
All I know is we need to decide quickly. This is...
People over there are
was
turning
that?
violent. They're clearly turning at each other. They probably run out of food or something. We should not
Can
let
we
them
wait?
see us leave.
Yeah, can we wait till morning now?
Yeah, it's a couple hours till morning.
I think we go. If we can leave with the cover of darkness.
Yeah, maybe we go ahead and go now.
I don't want to walk down the street. I want to be hidden. I want...
Well,
to
I mean, we
miss-
won't have to walk down the middle of the street. We're gonna try and duck and cover and...
I would rather smell
Stealth.
like garbage and poop and piss.
Well, Elena, we're not even sure that we can get into a sewer system or that it'll be
We've
big
got
enough.
the Leland, Steel, and Ray. They can lift the sewer lift.
We're not even sure that the sewer system is going to be big enough for us to travel in it. Think about it. Like, have you
It's
ever
a manhole.
have
If
you
it's
ever-
a man.
gone down into a sewer? I have no idea what could be down there.
I don't know. It's called a manhole. That's all I know.
Well, I mean, just because you can fit down the initial vertical shaft doesn't mean we could travel
Plus,
along it.
The movies. It works in the
Yeah,
movies.
some of the sewer systems might only be like a foot or two in diameter. These pipes that carry waste water. There's no guarantee. This isn't Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Right, well,
I'm not sure. it's
And
an
I
option.
am slightly claustrophobic.
Fine.
You look over and Jenna's just crying. I'm not going anywhere. I can't make it. There's no way I'm going out of this building.
Jenna, we can't stay here.
I can't go out. I can't
Yes,
do it.
you can. You'll be with us, and we'll all protect each other. Can't stay here.
You can stay if you want, but we're not leaving you a gun.
She can't stay here.
Haley
Not
goes
carrying
over to
her.
comfort her. You have to go. I can't. I can't make it. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna hold you guys up. Send somebody back. Go get go to safety and come back and get me.
What? Like, to get to safety and then... No, Jenna, it doesn't make sense.
Get the military. There's gotta be military out there.
Jenna, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure the military has even been very successful against these. If
You're not
we
helping.
want a chance at survival, we're on our own in this battle. And now
Jenna, you come with us or you rot in this hotel.
Haley says, she looks up at you and she goes, "That's not helping. I'll stay here with her.
No.
You guys
No,
go
we
out."
all have to go. Nobody can stay here. You see what happened next door? We can't
Do not-
stay.
I know the windows are all boarded up. Nobody knows we're here.
It is a death sentence, ladies, to
It's
stay
only a matter
here.
of time before they go through all the buildings. You can't stay. We got to go, and we got to go
You guys-
now.
We can't make them go. I'm not carrying anybody's dead weight, so let's just go. You made your own choice, Jenna. Are you happy, Jenna?
Just go.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
We can't leave them.
I know we can't, but like, we also have to, so bye.
Dave goes over to the window that he usually goes out of at night, and he has the rope that's all tied up there, and he sort of looks out the side window and throws the rope down and goes, "If we're going, we're going. Let's do it before it gets light out." He flips his legs over the windowsill and slides down. He strapped on one of the M16s before he went out the window.
Okay, yeah, we can't leave Jenna and Haley. Can I try to charm Jenna into coming with us?
Turn on that Leland steel charm.
Go for it.
If we don't make it, Jenna, no one will be getting help for you. You have to come with us. Together, we have the best chance of making it.
We won't make it. I saw Joe get his head ripped clean off. Those things will kill us. There is no
We
way.
know how to deal with them better now, though. We know more about them. We know how to avoid them better now.
I'm going nowhere.
Would Joe want you to just stay here and do nothing? What would Joe do?
Joe would get out that window with us.
You guys don't even know Joe.
Joe was sort of a pussy. I think he would stay here.
Well, if he was a pussy, then I would be able to convince him to come with us too.
While they're talking, I'm gonna see if this body armor fits me.
So, Sid, the other female, she's sort of thinly built. She goes over and is putting on one of the body armor vest, essentially, and the other one fits you perfectly.
Give her a little elbow and I say, more for us.
So let's talk about, before you guys head out here, let's talk about what ammunition and things that you're going to take. So laying still on the ground there there are 3 additional M16s. So we're going to have Roy, and so Roy's going to take one of those. So there's 3 left. Who wants the M16s?
I know nothing about guns, so I don't really care which one I
Neither
get.
do I really, but should probably have something. I mean, Bill already had one, right?
I think you guys can see by looking at it that it's like an assault rifle that looks powerful, right?
Yeah.
What does a
Right.
Beretta look like, and
It's
what's
a
a
pistol.
HKMP?
You can Google them. It'd be easier than me trying to describe them.
Yeah, Beretta's.
It's just
Beretta's a hand.
handguns.
Now I have this in my search history. Are you gonna like pin me for Bill's murder?
And the HK
Only if you
MP7
use the Beretta.
looks like it's
Looks like an SMG.
a submachine gun.
I will take. Is there just one? HKMP7.
There is a MP7, the HK MPC7. There is one of those.
Can I take this one? It looks little enough for me to handle, but powerful enough for me to destroy.
You want that one?
I'm asking everyone if I can
Yep.
have it.
Yeah, take it.
I have
Absolutely.
no objections.
I'll take either what's smaller, the Glock or the Beretta.
I think the Glock, but once again, I'm not a gun expert,
All I know
so
is you gotta hold it sideways like a gangster, remember?
No, remember, that didn't work.
I know.
I mean, I'll definitely take an M16.
I mean, I guess I'll take a gas mask.
And 1,000 bullets, because I will need them.
so write these things down. I'm not going to track what you've got.
I'm
I just
gonna
wanna-
take
So,
a million
We
trillion
have
bullets.
1,000 bullets across the.
No, I've got that. I've got that down here too. So there are 3 magazines for each M16. Each holds about 20 rounds. So you have the option when you shoot your M16. If you do single shot, you put it on single shot. You will have a 1 negative die, but do +3 damage if you hit. If you put it on burst, you will have 1 negative die, but you'll do 5 damage. But you only have 6 bursts per magazine. So, in other words, you can do 20 shots or 6 trigger pulls, you should say.
Okay.
So you're going to do more damage if you know across
That was
the
amazing. Do
area.
that again.
So then we have the small body armor as Alana. So what that does for you is it gives you +2 on your physical resistance.
Okay.
So you'll be able to ignore that damage that you would take for physical.
Okay.
Whoa, that's dope.
There are 3 pairs of handcuffs. If anybody wants to tell me if anybody's taking those, I think Roy's going to take one of those. So there'll be 2 left.
I am not interested in handcuffs.
I'll take a pair.
I'll take a pair as well.
Okay.
If we have to, or I'll handcuff Janella and put her on my fucking shoulder.
Jenna.
Or, Jenna, not Janella.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I'll take a gas mask.
Yeah.
All right. Who has the gas mask? There are 4
Emily
of
and
them.
I.
And I'll grab the other 2 and give them to Leland and Bill.
I'll kind of offer mine to Jenna. Maybe it'll make her feel better if she has it. I don't know.
She's ignoring you and just weeping,
Okay.
and Haley is trying to console her somewhat.
Idiots.
I'll take one of the Glock pistols.
If there's a pistol left over, I'd take it. Like, I guess there's a Beretta left over, right?
There is a Beretta and 2 more Glocks.
I'll take the Beretta just so that I've
Wait,
got
what
a
about
s-
our buddies? We should arm some of our buddies.
Roy took a M16.
Right. What does Dave have? Although he's already on his way out the
Dave
window.
has an M16. So Haley and Jenna are currently not going. Sid has the body armor, and she took the combat knife,
Give Sid a
and
Glock.
she has a Glock.
And I will take the last Glock and I will hand it to Haley.
Honestly, if they're gonna stay, I mean, if we can't convince them to come, we can't convince them to come.
That's
I tried.
how
I
I've
think
been
my
feeling.
conscience is clear. personally.
That's-
Anyways.
My conscience was clear from the beginning. If our
Well,
lives
that's
are
great
in
that you're a
danger,
terrible, awful person, but I had to at least try.
if our lives are in danger, we gotta just get
Well,
the heck out.
currently in this exact moment, they're not in any less danger than if we.
Roy's already
immediately
jumped
left.
out. We gotta go.
Well, that's on him too.
How many bullets do I have in my gun? You didn't tell me.
Okay, so you have 2 magazines.
Okay.
We'll do 20 on each of those. That is a -1 and a +4 damage for you when you fire that.
What is the Glock damage, and how many bullets do I have?
So the Glock has 1 positive die +3 damage. So Sid goes over and grabs onto the rope. Says, we better get out of here.
Did you tell me how
And
many
slides
bullets I
down.
have?
We'll do the same. You have 2 clips, 15 in each. So Sid slides down the rope.
Haley, Jenna, you're not coming with us. You're gonna stay here where somebody's probably gonna come and attack you.
Haley says, just get out of here. I'll put a board up over the window after you leave. You know where we are. Get the military. Jenna's not going to make it.
Okay, good luck to you. And I'll go out the window.
All right. Bye. Good luck. Zip.
Roy goes out the window too.
I'll be the last one to get out the window, I guess.
Okay, so you all make it down to the bottom.
And I shoot Haley and
when-
Jenna and put them out of their misery before when no one's around.
Okay, 6 positive dice.
It was the humane
I mean,
thing
like,
to do.
we're leaving them food, so are we going to leave them what food we have left and maybe scavenge on the way and give them at least some hope of surviving here?
I would say we'd leave them some food, but take some food with us. In case we can't find anything as we scavenge, or give us
Okay.
a little bit of a chance to scavenge.
Yeah.
So once you guys get down to the bottom, Haley pulls the rope back up and takes this sheet of plywood that you guys have sort of boarded up the windows with and slides it back over. So it looks like there's nobody inside. Dave, Roy, and Sid all start sort of walking. I don't know if you see my mouse here. Sort of walk down from where you came down to the bottom of the building. They sort of go through the car, what do you call this, breezeway area of where the cars go in to drop people off at the hotel. And they sort of hug along the sides of the building, jumping over and hiding behind bushes as they go, and start walking up to the west.
Safety in numbers.
Nobody's actually taking the lead. They're all sort of, walking around just making sure they don't hear or see anything. And you get just a little ways down the road here, and you get to some steps that lead up to a crosswalk that goes over from the hotels over into the convention center. And as you get up there, you hear the tinging of what sounds like footsteps on metal beams, and most of Sid and Dave and Roy all jump back over here into the take some cover by the bushes by these steps, and you see one of the ants walking across on top of from the convention center over towards the hotel, of the top of the crosswalk.
I'm going to jump into the bushes.
Yeah,
Hiding.
I follow.
He doesn't seem to notice you, but it gets most of the way across. It sort of stops. It's looking around. This one's bigger than the one that you'd seen before. It almost looks like it's looking around for something, and then it moves on towards the hotels.
Let's keep going.
So I'm going to let you guys tell me which way you want to go. I'm not going to have Roy and Sid and Dave lead. You
So, I
guys
mean,
tell
we
me.
have a general direction towards the river. Like, if we continue along this
yeah.
street, I mean, thankfully we have street signs. Because I don't know my way. I mean, I have no problem taking the lead, but I don't know my way around here, so.
They said the river was to the south, and you know that you're looking to the west at this point.
So we need to hang a
Okay.
loosey-goosey.
So let's get to the nearest intersection so we can
Go left.
start moving southward.
Okay.
The southern direction.
There we go.
So as you get up here, you're sort of hugging along the walls. Of course, you're not walking out in the middle of the street here, but you see a couple more ants that are crossing across the top of
Boy,
these.
they love those skywalks.
Yeah, the skywalks, and they seem to be the larger ones, and they're just sort of walking back and forth and down and disappear into the hotel, and then another one would pop up. But you guys are still hidden.
It's like they're patrolling.
Against the wall, so you can sort of make your way further south if you want to.
Oh, they're probably following their like chemtrail, like pheromone trail thing that they lay down. So
They're eating out the hotels.
I guess, yeah.
All right, so let's take High Street. That's a pretty big street all the way down.
I think
Maybe?
so. That's
Yeah.
keep your eye out for any corpses in cars.
Okay, so you're going to be here on the left side, walking down, and any cars or anything that you see on the map here are cars that are actually there. There are some
Ooh,
bikes
yeah.
there.
Oh,
Should we
Some
grab
city
bikes?
bikes.
you definitely should grab some bikes.
Yeah, but they're locked up unless you have a credit card. Does anyone still have their wallet?
No, does the credit card machine even work? Probably
I
not.
don't know. It's all electronic, right?
How's the lock? Can we break the lock?
It's like a big brick thing around the tire.
You guys go over and look at it, and it looks like it's pretty secure. You would probably break the bike if you tried to break your way out of
Yeah.
it, but it is a credit card type machine, so you would have to. And there's of course there's no power.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
fuck.
it's not gonna work. All right.
What a crock. Keep going. I mean, let's just go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head on down. There is a bus there, and as you pass by in the bus, you see half of the side of the bus has been ripped out. Looks like it's almost been cut, like scissors had just cut through the side of this bus and ripped people out. There's a lot of blood. Some pieces of people, but for the most part, no full corpses. So whatever, these ants obviously take the bodies away.
Is it worth collecting body parts, do you think?
For what?
Well,
Whose
again,
body parts?
along the lines of distractions and throwing some alternative food source to any ant we might come across and that notice us. I don't know.
I would think if they were gonna
Get them,
eat
they
them,
would get them.
they would have.
Right. If
Okay.
they're
I
left
really
there
don't
now,
want
they're
to carry around
Yeah,
somebody
I didn't
else's
wanna
arm.
touch them anyways, honestly.
Ugh. If they're still there, yeah. Nah.
Walking down, you sort of are hiding behind this bus here as you look back, and you can see that the ants, there's more and more ants now. You see 5 or 6 that are traveling across the skywalk now, back and forth. It looks like they're maybe going over and going into this building and getting something, and then sort of finding their way back over to the convention center, which has big holes to their tunnels.
Can we tell what they're carrying?
It just looks like, it could be any kind of food things, items, boxes. You clearly can't tell from the distance you are. Maybe something looks like sort of a half of a torso, but you really don't want to speculate too much. And you're trying to stay hidden, of course, because those things they're big and pretty scary.
If we do find military, that's a target numero uno to direct them to.
No coffee shops on the way. Dang it.
Nope. So everything seems to be pretty good. You guys are
he wants
heading over to the other
3-week
side.
old coffee.
I could just chew the beans. This headache is terrible.
As you guys came up this side of the road, now you have to make a decision. Do you want to run down this open side of the sidewalk here, where there's really not much cover, or do you want to try to go to the other side where it looks like it might be?
Yeah,
a
I
little
think
more?
I would stay on the right side of the building. There's a lot more. There's trees and shrubs.
So you're gonna
We
have
have
to
to cross the
you're gonna have to make
street.
it across the street, right? Now there are all these cars in this area are sort of overturned and look like they've been sort of pushed out of the way, but you might have some cover to be able to make it across. So why don't you all give me let's do a dexterity type check. It's still pretty early in the morning, so it's almost dusk like. So it's pretty dark. So I'm going to give you guys, you start with your 1 positive die, and then add 2 more positive die because it's early in the morning and it's pretty dark out. I'm going to give you 2 negative die because you are carrying a lot of equipment and you're still sort of rattling a little bit as you run across, and you're going to make a lot of noise as you're running across the pretty much silent city at this point. So everybody give me a roll and let me know what they did. Let's start with Emily.
The stresses we have from last time we played, did those stay or do we erase those?
So you were all held up in the building for a number of weeks. Every stress or any injuries that you've had are gone. So you're starting fresh again.
Okay, so... Oh. I rolled... On the positive die, I rolled a 1, 4, and a 6. And on the negative die, I rolled a 4 and a 6. So the 6 and the 4s cancel each other out. I'm left with a 1, which is what I needed.
Yeah, girl.
You're standing over here on the other side of the building behind this trash can. You sort of wait until you see a moment when the ants are sort of not on top of that skywalk, and you hurry across quickly and find some cover over here behind this nationwide sign.
Come on, guys, let's go. Come on. And I'm going to watch the ants and, like, motion when it's safe to come.
All right, Leland?
I got 3 positives and 2 negatives.
Your positives are successes, less than your dexterity? Yeah. Oh, then you're good. You do the same. Okay. Bill?
Sorry, what am I rolling again?
3 white dice and 2 black dice. 3 positives and 2 negatives. And as you roll, any positives and negatives that are the same number cancel each other out.
All right, I am left with a 2 negative and a 3 positive.
Okay, so is 3 less than your dexterity number?
My dexterity is 2.
Okay, so you sort of scramble across the road. You get about halfway, and you trip on some debris that's on the road and fall flat onto the road now. Elena's behind you.
Oh, crap.
And then he falls, and then I trip and fall on top of him. Because I rolled a 6 and 5 on positive and a 2 on negative after it all got figured out, so.
All right, so I'm going to do a little check here.
Please don't see us. Please don't see us.
Oh, wow. As you fall right here in the middle of High Street on the brick crosswalk, you see one of the ants stop, turn, and then crawl down the pillar here that's holding up the skywalk, and is coming down the sidewalk very quickly. You have enough time to get up from in the middle of the street and run.
Get up, come on.
Mm-hmm. I blame Bill and I get up.
Okay, so you guys, what do you want to do? You see this big ant
Let's
coming.
get the fuck out of here.
Run. Pick up the speed.
Let's go while it lasted.
If you guys see anything on your way here that you want to...
There are actual bikes there.
Are those bikes there?
There's like a moped.
There is a moped, and there are bikes. These bikes look like they... well, let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 bikes here.
See if they're locked at all.
Yeah, can we grab them real quick?
They probably are locked up, but...
If I roll a 2 or less on each bike, they are unlocked. So we're going to go with this bike right here. It is unlocked.
Yes.
Unlocked.
Yes!
Unlocked. All of them are unlocked.
Okay.
I rolled 2s and 1s.
The 4 of us.
So yes,
let's go.
These bikes are all unlocked, and you can hop on them. And as you look back, the ant is crossing where you fell down. It sort of stops for a second and then starts coming that way. You guys have time to get on the bikes and start heading down the road here. Which way do you want to go? You're at a
let's
crosswalk.
boogie.
Dave, who's all with us? Dave,
Roy, and Sid.
Yeah,
Sid.
Dave, Roy, and Sid are running behind
They're running.
you.
Okay, they're not.
There's a scooter there too. One of them could grab that scooter.
The scooter probably needs an app on your phone to work, though.
Oh shit! So
It's
it wouldn't
like-
even roll.
It's like one of those.
Or do the wheels lock?
But they lock. They lock if you don't have the app on your.
Oh, that's
Like the wheels
Thank
won't
you.
even turn.
Yeah, you can't use them.
so they run along here up to the side of the building, and are trying to run down as you guys are riding down the sidewalk. So you get to the crosswalk. Which do you guys want to turn, or do you want to continue to go straight?
Keep going straight
Keep
to.
going.
Would we
That's
know
where
which
we
way
think
the
the river
water
is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get up here on your bikes, and you look down this way, and you see over right behind where this truck is, you see like a swarm of about 7 or 8 ants that just seem to be chewing and gnawing on something, ripping things apart. Sort of a pile of them.
Lovely.
You can, if you choose, ride your bikes right on through quickly, but you are going to be leaving Roy, Sid, and Dave behind as you're clearly going to be going much faster than they are.
Wish you would step back from that bed, my friend.
Okay.
You could cut ties with all the lives you've been living in.
Leland's chiming in. I forgot he can't hear. Oh, we're still recording, so we got Bill singing on record. That is awesome. I hardly ever get that.